Today we're going to be looking at resetting a user's voicemail password, also changing a user's email address for voicemail to email, and also changing a user's name if the user changes. So we first go to the admin login link that you should have. It either might say Vonage at the top or it might say TPX. Either one will have the same options. Go ahead and put in your user ID and password, and we'll go ahead and log into the web portal. Once we log into the web portal, we can go ahead and select users, and it will pull up a search option. We'll go ahead and hit search, and it will pull up a list of users. If it's a long list, there might be multiple pages, so you'll see a next page down here at the bottom, and you can select the user you want to go ahead and reset the password with. You can either just highlight the name and click it, or hit edit anywhere on that line will bring up that particular user. So now we're in that user, and we can see it actually up at the top where it shows the user and then the direct dial, the DID number for that user. So to reset a voicemail password, we're going to click on passwords. And then we have two options. We can either reset the web access password, which is actually the mobile connect and individual user web page. But typically we want to reset the voicemail password, and that's under set portal password. So I'm going to hit set portal password. I'm going to go ahead and type the new password. It should be at least 6 digits. So I'll go ahead and type in the new password. We'll type it in twice, and then we'll hit OK. As soon as we hit OK, it might take a second in the system, but basically now that password is updated. This might come up if your Google wants to save it for you. Say no. So we just reset that user's password. If we want to take a look at the voicemail to email address, that is actually done under, so we're still in that user. We haven't gone back out, and so now we're going to click messaging. And once we're in messaging, we're going to click voice management on. And this will tell us the basic settings. So basically it will also tell us some basic settings about the voicemail. Send busy calls to voicemail. So if you want to receive multiple calls at a time, you actually want to go ahead and uncheck that. As far as when a message arrives, we're going to go ahead and use unified messaging, and we're going to have this checked, use phone message indicator. And then down here, the middle option, email a carbon copy of the message to, and this is the email address you can put in. So if you need to change this email address, we can just highlight it, put in the new email address there. And then also another setting is the zero out. So once somebody gets to this particular user's voicemail, if they hit 0, then it will go to, in our case, extension 200, and you can change that, put in the extension number you want. But now we've updated the email address, so we're going to go ahead and say OK. So that voicemail to email is now being updated. And the last thing I just want to show you is if you have a user change, if somebody comes in and is a different name, we're still under this same user. If we wanted to go back, we could also click on users. That is a quick way to get back to this list where we can hit search and see the list of all the users. But again, if we want to go ahead and change somebody, I'll go ahead and click on mine and say we've got a new employee come in. So now I'm within that direct dial number. I can hit profile, and this is where the first and last name are stored. So you can go ahead, and if you've got a new employee, put that new employee's last name and then first name, and we could cut and paste these or just retype them. And so basically those first 2 lines, the last name, first name, calling line ID, last name, calling line ID, first name. And we hit OK. As soon as we hit OK, that will actually clear the voicemail and reset the voicemail because we have a new name. The voicemail is based on name, so just keep that in mind, that if you wanted to check any messages for the old user, you would want to reset the password, check the messages, and then come here to reset the name. We'll say OK, and now we've got a new, if we hit to users and look at the list, we'll see the name has been updated. Bob Jones now has a new voicemail box, and we reset the password just previously, so we can do that. Or if we did this in a different step, we could always change the name and then reset the password. So that's it for this tutorial. When you're done, you can just hit log out and you're all set. Thank you for watching.